He is, he won't think of us as food. Not that he would anyway. I heard tell they don't like to eat people since we don't taste good, all bitter, like our meat's drenched in kerosene. Though how a cat would know that's how we taste without trying out a sample first is... A mountain lion? Asa's ire rose. He had let his imagination run wild. His fear of heights had driven out his common sense. I thought it was a dead man's body blocking our way. Ain't never said a thing like that. The man scratched himself, pushed back his hat, and showed a receding hairline and a pate glistening with sweat. That display made Asa feel a tad better. The rumpled old man's emotions played hob with him, too. The way he tugged at his tangled gray-shot beard and his nostrils flared betrayed more than a touch of fear. His mouth ran like a frightened deer because he feared the cougar, and he might even have shared Asa's dread of the narrow path so high above a mountain valley. Asa read people well, and he had ignored all the signs because of his own fearfulness. If only the medicine in his saddlebags wasn't so important, if a life didn't hang in the balance, he never would have dared this risky path back home. "Whoa, wait, the cat's moving. He's got his front legs all straight in front, and he's stretching. He opened that mouth of his. You want to see his teeth? Oh, dangdest, sharpest teeth I ever did see. What a yawn!" In spite of himself, Asa leaned far out to peer around the old man ahead of him. The trail curved back inward sharply. He saw the trail some distance farther along, but caught only the barest hint of movement. Tawny fur, sleek and powerful and dangerous. The quick sight of the mountain lion vanished as the animal moved away from the brink. Asa imagined it stretched out so its powerful body blocked the trail farther along. "I reckon I can shoot it." The grizzled old man drew a Colt from his belt. Asa saw the well-used, well-maintained pistol and how the man's easy familiarity with it suggested expert marksmanship. "Don't be a fool. If you wound it, we're goners. It'll fight. One misstep and your mule plunges over the side and takes you with it." Asa's brain fog lifted. His usual sharp mind took on the problem. "We can't stay. We can't back up, and the cat is in our way forward." "That about says it all, mister. I got to admit that you're right about shooting it. I ain't much of a shot. What if I missed? And gunshots in these hills have been known to cause an avalanche." The man pushed his broad-brimmed gray hat back further as he looked above them to check for a possible rock slide. Asa dismissed that danger. Too many others were more imminent. Something about the man claiming to be a poor shot began to fester. The man lied just because he could. Asa read his expression. The stranger considered himself something of a gunslick, and yet he claimed to be inept. That was the kind of trick a man used to lead an opponent astray. Asa wasn't any danger, but the man's reaction was to deceive. He shrugged it off. Some men couldn't help themselves when it came to spinning a yarn. Came as easy as breathing. Risking life and limb, Asa climbed down from his mule. The animal snorted in resignation and began shifting its weight. As it leaned outward, it almost knocked him from the narrow ledge. He twisted about and got in front. From there he got a better look at the mountain lion sunning itself. Shadows crept slowly toward the cat. When it no longer basked in the warmth, it would move. But Asa grew increasingly edgy about reaching home. He needed to get home to Rebecca to help her and the girls. Looking for a way around the cougar, he sneaked a quick peek over the verge. Shakiness hit him, and he knew he would plunge to his death. Even if there was a ledge or another way around the big cat, he wasn't capable of taking it. The river below gurgled and rushed along. If he fell, his body would be washed away into oblivion. Asa wobbled. Arms around his mule's neck steadied him until the balky animal let out a liquid snort and pulled free. Pebbles tumbled over the edge of the narrow path and rattled for several seconds. Asa vowed not to follow. He edged past his travel companion. He had never asked for the man's name in his haste to return to Meridian. The man was a prospector from the look of his clothing. Canvas pants, plaid shirt, floppy hat, battered boots, and a Colt tucked into his belt.